Okay all, we're on week 2 of your Transform Together plan. I've made the workout just slightly different today for this week. It's 10 exercises that you do 45 seconds work with 15 seconds rest in between each one. Okay, so you basically do one time through for 10 minutes. If you want to do 20 minutes, you repeat and do 2 times through. Remember, you want to do at least 10 minutes 3 times per week. So if you're not doing these workouts, you want to make sure that you're doing something alternative, like high intensity, like MetaFit class, a circuit training class, Insanity, Fat Burn Extreme, something like that that's going to give you the same fat burn effect and metabolism boosting properties as well. Okay, so make sure that you're thoroughly warmed up before we start, and we're working 45 on and 15 off. Turned my heating off for this one today. So, but yeah, the bump is getting a little bit bigger, mind you. Okay, so we're ready. I'll show you the low option for the drop squat first, and then I'll show you the high option for the same move. Ready in 3, 2, 1, on you go. So you step out, dropping the bum down, and then step in. So just changing direction each time, making sure your chest stays up nice and high. You're always looking in front of you, and you're not tipping forwards like that, okay? If you want a higher option, you just jump out and then jump in. Jump out and then jump in. So you end up in the same position there, out and in, but you're doing the jump instead. Just makes it a wee bit more plyometric, gets your heart rate up a wee bit higher and gets the fat burning even more. So how do we feel after our first week of Transform Together? Meal plan's going okay to follow, hopefully, with adjustments for a few of you. So when you're walking out into a plank. So you've either got legs straight, where you come down to touch the toes, or you bend the knees and touch down here. So I'll show you. Bending, walking out, come into a plank position, make sure the bum's down, bend the knees, walk all the way back, and then up to stand. Since we've got the 45 seconds, we'll come all the way up. Make sure you lengthen the legs, bend the knees, and then all the way up. If you've got straight legs, keep them straight, works a wee bit more into your abdominals, and then up. So you choose what option suits for you. Take your time, 10 seconds left. A little pause when you're there, and then all the way back up and up to stand. Again, that was a quarter of one. Lunges for your next one. So it's a step back lunge, which we didn't do, I don't think, last week. So start with your feet at hip distance, arms are just nice and relaxed. Step back, dropping the knee down towards the floor, making sure it's your back knee that you're bending. Okay, so from a side view position, there, bend the back knee and then come back up. Okay, if that feels okay for you and you want to go a wee bit more plyometric, 1 step back, drop the knee, jump and change, jump and change. Have a wee look at my feet, they're always about hip distance, so you're not bringing that foot in to cross over and you're not keeping it in a straight line. Keep it out so it gives you a wee bit more balance. Okay, so jumps or steps, you choose. Keep going. Next one, that's fine. Just so I know what we were doing. Right, you've got a plank into a press up. So plank on your elbows. I'll do it on my knees as well. This way first. We'll wait for the beat there. Yes. So you start in your plank there, come up onto your hands and go for a press up. Take it back down, a little pause, come back up onto the hands, go for a press up. So when you're doing your press up, your hands are nice and wide, okay? So you start here, wider than your shoulders, wider than the shoulders, and then drop the chest. Back down to the elbows, have a little pause, back up, elbows out to the sides, and then drop down. If you're on your toes doing this one, you're on your plank position there. Up, if you need to drop to the knees for there, that's fine. Or you stay on your toes for your press up as well. A little pause, back up, hands wide, down, and then up. Okay, keep going. As you. Jacks. Those running. So jumping jacks, I think we've done these last week. Yeah. So the workout each week just adds a wee bit more variety. Low option there. Okay. Works a few different muscle groups. Become a wee bit more advanced week to week as well. If you want jumping jacks. There. Making sure, have a wee look at my feet when I jump. Out and then in. Turn the toes out, heels on the floor and the knees point out to the side. Okay. Side on, there to there. So arms either shoulder height or they can go all the way up over the head. Just check your knees are in the right position. You don't want to be doing it like this with the knees going in. Make sure they're there. So you're working here and you're working here as well. Keep going. 3, 2, 1. Come down. Now for anyone who likes to add a wee bit more resistance, I've not added in a lot of equipment on Transform Together, but if you want to, you can have a dumbbell or a kettlebell in your hands. You're going to lean back as far as you can, either hands clasped or holding your weight, and you twist side to side, okay? Taking it down towards the floor. Now you're looking forwards towards your feet, because if you start to turn, you'll be using your shoulders more than what you will be here. If you want to make it a wee bit tougher, you can lift one foot. The leg that you turn towards is the leg that you lift, or if you want, you can go with 2 legs lifted instead. So you choose. In this position, you want to get that lean back first. That way you're working the abdominals. If you feel too much pain across the lower back, you sit high, take the hands to shoulder height and go a little bit higher instead. That one it will be without your weight, because it will be too much for your shoulders. Okay, so options there if you want to add the weight in. When you were doing your lunges as well, you could hold your weight in the middle or hold dumbbells either side. Should have told you that at the time, sorry. Side lunge. Step side, step side. So start off nice and small. The leg that steps is the one that bends, and you should feel a bit of a stretch move through here, and then back in, and then out, and then in. If you can get a wee bit lower, you want to touch down towards the floor, but you're keeping your chest up. If you want to go higher intensity, you just add a little hop in between. So you've got that option as well. Check my spine as I come forwards. I'm not doing this, yeah? I'm stepping out, I'm keeping my back long, and I'm putting weight into my bum so that I'm using this muscle here to get me back up, all right? Keep going, almost there. Perfect. 3 more. It's got to be a burpee, hasn't it? Yes, it's got to be a burpee. So, easier option, start with your feet wide. So the hands come down in between, step the feet into a plank, step the feet forwards, and then come up to stand. Reaching up as high as you can. Out, and then in, and then all the way up. I'll do one more like that. Out into plank, in to a big squat, and then up. If you want it a wee bit tougher, you're there with a jump, out, in, and up. Forwards, make sure the hands come in between the feet. It's harder when your feet are in closer together, so if you want that option as well, you can bring them in and jump there instead. Make sure palms down so you're looking after your wrist position, because if you're up here, it's too unstable. Elbows will stay strong that way and shoulders stay strong as well. Okay, hip lifts. This is another one you can add your weight into if you want it. Lie down, find your belly button, let your weight rest underneath your belly button, and your fingertips are resting on top of your weight just to keep it in place. And you're going for hip lifts. To make this one tougher again, you can put your feet up on another surface like your couch or whatever, and it just gives you more room to lift, so you work even more. This position is for your hamstrings, your gluteal muscles, and the muscles either side of the spine on your lower back. So you choose whether you want to use the weight or whether you don't want to use the weight. I'm not using it just because I don't want you to feel that you need to go out and buy weights. If you don't own them, most of you will have them. They'll have maybe about 5 years of dust on them. Or they're sitting at the very back corner of your cupboard. Yeah. Last move is your mountain climber. So you're in your hands, If you want this a wee bit easier, your hands go on a steady surface a little bit higher. Start off in your plank position and you're keeping your knee close to the floor as you pull it in towards your chest. Okay? So in, 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 in. The only way to make it tougher is by staying on the floor, keeping the knees close and the bum down, and just increasing your speed. If you want to do it a wee bit higher, I can show you, but I'll have my back to you. Here, couch isn't ideal because your hands kind of sink into it a wee bit more. So try and get a nice sturdy chair if you can. Or if you find your wrists, pop your elbows on the couch and then pull the knees in towards the elbows instead, okay? Almost there, and that's you, 10 minutes. All done already, my goodness. 3, 2, 1. Excellent. Okay, so obviously we'll run through all those moves on Thursday. I'll make sure you're all okay with them and then any adjustments that need to be made. In the meantime, from last week's workout, you always have access to your videos. From last week's workout, if there's any moves that you want to go over, then just let me know so you can, when you get used to doing this type of exercise, you can mix them up and do maybe 2 or 3 different videos per week if you want to, instead of just doing the one, okay? So, yeah, I look forward to seeing you all on Thursday. As usual, email me any adaptations, any questions, I'll note them down, we'll discuss on Thursday, and I'll just check that anything that you're changing on your food plan is alright, okay? Good luck, see you next week, bye.